What's good, Aries? Welcome back to the channel. It's your girl Empress Raven, here to give you some divine guidance for you along your journey at this time. This is being recorded during the month of March, but it's also a timeless message, so when you see it, that's when it's meant for you. All right, let's dive on in. Anything you need to know is in the description box below. You want to book a personal reading, want to buy something from the shop, want to join in on a yoga class, everything you need is in the description box below. Diving into your energy, I was noticing I kept trying to light an incense and it just would not stay lit. It blew halfway and it went out like 3 times. And so as I sat down during your pre-shuffle, a question that kept popping in was, what lights you up? What is your motivation? Like, what is your why? Are you sure that that's why you move how you move? Are you sure that that's what's motivating you? Are you sure your why is an accurate foundation and reflection of the I am that you are right now? I can tell very much so that you are preparing for your Aries season, so it could definitely be popping out. I feel like, you know, coming out of a hermit mode type of energy, or just, you know, y'all know it's springtime, spring equinox. This weekend's time springs forward, so it's a lot of action at this time. I would definitely want to look at where Mars is at right now, because that is your ruling planet. See where that planet is at this time and how it aids you in your coming out party. You know that y'all have for your birthday. I don't play no games. So go ahead and take 2 or 3 deep breaths for me as I am building the foundation for your reading. I'm using the Wild Unknown Archetypes deck to clarify the foundation of our reading. I'm going to summon the divine during this spread, so it is going to be a root, a heart, and crown chakra pull from these cards. And you know, it's a little spin on the traditional Celtic cross. I'm just gonna get in your business a little bit right now, Aries, okay? Alright, so spirit guides, angels, and ancestors. It's definitely a message of clarification coming through for you. Like you're having many full circle moments. Could definitely be, I don't know, I feel like you're skimming over areas of your life that you have gone, I feel like you have sacrificed for. I feel like the area of love is definitely at the forefront. Like, you're tired of sacrificing, giving that up. Something about giving that up. I just heard you want that old thing back. So, rekindling, reconnection, soul flame, twin mate. Ooh, soul flame, twin mate. Soul flame, twin mate. Twin flame, soulmate. Got a little mixed up in there. Take it as it resonates. So give me one card for the Aries Sun, Moon, Rising that represents the archetype for the foundation that is being bestowed, that is set, that is present at this time for the Aries. All right, what's the foundation? This card represents the grounding or lack thereof by which you navigate your fears, your habits, and your stuckness from. What's at the root? This card can also point to the state of your primary relationships, family of origin, or your current community or lovers, all right? Ooh, it's a little sticky there. It's sticky, it's some stuckness there. Give me one card to show the root for the Aries Sun, Moon, Rising. The root of it all. The base of it all. It's like skipping, stuttering, like, you know, trying to find a groove. Getting your mojo back. Getting back in your bag. Getting back in your groove. The Bardo. Okay. So what's the center of it all? What's the heart? How's Aries showing up at this time? Roll out. Roll out. This is a lot of heavy hitter energy, all right? And what's the crown? This card could, oh. All right, Aries. This card represents the as above, or the energy that is possibly blocking your ascension at this time. This could also, goodness. This card also represents the part of you that wants to reach beyond the self toward heaven. So this is your as above. This is a higher self card. Show me which card best represents the higher self for Aries at this time. The crown, chakra energy for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. The Poet. Okay. The Bardo came out as your root chakra energy. Apocalypsis came out in the heart, the center. The Poet came out as the crown, the higher self. This is an as above, so below, and as is type of reference. So let's start with the as is, the heart space. Apocalypsis. Apocalypsis is the initiation card of this deck, and we've been having so many of those zombie apocalypse references, right? And something might be popping off during Aries season. I wouldn't be surprised, but it's a little, your heart space, the center, the current situation, the space that you're moving from is removing the veil of deception. It kind of definitely reminds me, like I said, getting that old thing back. Like maybe you were just in a very elusive time where you were just stuck in your own rut, really couldn't see beyond all of the lower selves, the shadows, you know, really I feel like coming from a space and time where you're just super hard on yourself, possibly of dealing with different parts or different types of depression, or just in and out of depressed states. Not really, that wasn't really what was on the forefront, but it was something that you were battling internally, especially in the heart. Definitely giving me the energy of abandonment issues. And so the apocalypsis indicates a particularly painful time, okay? And that doesn't mean that you are experiencing, you know, pain right now at this moment. It's just this, it's similar to the energy of a tower moment, where you're stripping yourself of the illusions. You're removing the veil. You're removing the clouded judgment, okay? And this means that truths that have been kept in the dark are revealed, seen, and unearthed. No matter how revealing it is to witness them come into the light, an element of despair and grief will follow. The second dynamic is the regeneration that comes from the wreckage of the revealed truth. The old narrative breaks and a new story forms. Apocalypse's energy is similar to a forest fire's devastation for the sake of regeneration. The veil lifts and we see who and what has been hiding. From the nakedness of the truth, a child is born. Have faith in the process. Hold on to your center. This is the only way. And so this is your heart, Aries. This is like the current situation at hand as well. The only way to is through. So you're going through the Bardo, unlifting the veil to reveal the truth and connect to the Poet, to the The Capricorn had this card too. That was the end result as well. So Capricorn reading, maybe something you want to look at or cross watch or maybe something of that nature. Be mindful of distractions at this time. Be discerning, because this is a very revealing time for you, Aries. So what's crossing the Aries at this time? What's crossing the Aries at this time? So this is with the veil, the truth that the lifting of the veil will reveal. What's crossing? What has been hidden and now coming to light for the Aries? Let's clarify that. Of the heart space, of your beingness. Clarify apocalypses for me. What is crossing Aries at this time? Do more cards, Spirit. And the Hierophant literally came out sideways. The Hierophant. It's posing a question of why you don't believe in your own counsel, taking your own counsel. The Hierophant is a noble being in his own righteousness, a code of ethics, high morality, integrity. The Hierophant is someone that the Emperor, the Empress, other leaders and initiators of change go to for his counsel. So it's coming off as the inability to believe in your own truth without second guessing it. I feel like the Aries has experienced and will continue to experience many supernatural things, and this aspect of self cannot be ignored. The sage within you cannot be, can no longer lie dormant. It literally places you in a space of illusion. You literally place yourself in delusional circumstances, relationships, partnerships, business shifts, things of that nature, because you refuse to take your own counsel. You refuse to see the truth in the experiences of the mystical, the magical, the supernatural, the universal, the omniscient. You are the first. You are the I am of the zodiac. So a lot of what you see, feel, and receive as far as psychic intel, downloads, telepathically, just you know, apocalypse, like you could have definitely been tapping into this reality before the things that will possibly lead to a apocalypse even have presented themselves. But you didn't trust in your own counsel. You acted as if this part of you didn't exist, and your knowingness, you jaded yourself. So that's what's crossing you. That is what lifting the veil, that's what this heart space moment, the current situation is going to reveal to you. All the hard truths that you denied yourself of when you forced yourself to be in delusion. I feel like it was easier for you to behave or think or develop perspectives and perceptions as if you were normal to just, yeah, walk away from all of that mumbo jumbo. But a big part of that mumbo jumbo is connected to your why. A big part of that mumbo jumbo is the fire to the flame under your ass. So denying that aspect of you definitely puts you in a hermit mode, definitely puts you in this space of barrenness, puts you in this space of seclusion. It separated you, and it puts you in this dark space, in the bardo, where you are only left to deal with the reflections of your shadow. And that's what you've been experiencing. And I feel like you're in a space where you're coming out of this darkness by illuminating your light. The aspects of you that you just couldn't accept. it was less about others, except I feel like you have a following, or I feel like you have people that already know that this exists within you, or probably looking at you like, why doesn't Aries just be the I am? Why won't you just be quote unquote weird? Why won't you just stop acting like you don't know the things that you know and give people what they've been waiting for? Like, you are the initiator. You are the new year. You are the first. So it's really like this energy of what you say goes, but I think the mantra that keeps popping up is like, are you put up or shut up? You're gonna put up or shut up. You're gonna stop creating, you're gonna stop projecting, because that's all you've done in this shadow space, is project onto others versions of yourself being illuminated because of your unwillingness to walk in your truth, walk in your light. So what past relevant energy is presenting itself for the Aries at this time? We have the Three of Wands reversed, and we have the Nine of Swords. So I feel like the stagnation, or the inability to make a choice, the inability to make, you know, collaborative moves and efforts toward this new structure, this new role, or building a foundation so you can show up in this role consistently and build community. It was really mind-boggling and brain-wrecking for you. And a lot of the mental energy, a lot of the mental body was exhausted with just ridding yourselves of the mental parasites that were left behind due to actions that you took that definitely kicked back some circumstances that you did not like. It kicked back some dust, it kicked back some dirt, and the process that you went through to defend your honor, like, it really was you versus you for a long time, especially in the mental space, because like I said, where you were, the foundation, the root of where you were, or where you're coming out of, or, you know, this is clarification of where you are now. Like I said, it's filled with a lot of projection. It was you versus you. And so that energy is here. I feel hopefully you're carrying the wisdom of that revelation that you've had. Because the poet is the crown. This is also could be an aspect of you that, like I said, you won't bring to light, you won't speak life into, that could be blocking your ascension. Part of what you say, how you say it, your delivery, only you can do it like you do, like, is a major part of your why. And like I said, it's an aspect of you that I feel, please watch that Capricorn reading. I feel like music and just, it's a very intimate and vulnerable space that you're in when you tap into, I feel like this is a form of self-love and self-care that no one would ever think that you could embody, because it is such a vulnerable space. But the need to be publicly vulnerable, the need to be a teacher of just wise counsel, to step into that affirmative action role is presenting itself. So let's read about the poet, because the poet is here to say something. And I needed to read this anyway, due to the fact that I'm a Capricorn sun, and, you know, I'm like, what's the poet? What is the poet here to bestow upon the collective at this time? And it could just be speaking, public speaking, the way in which you can profess lessons and wisdom and things of that nature to people is in a style where it can be easily received. Poetry in motion. Okay, so the poet, the artist, the witness, the truth teller, Ashe. The poet's work is to feel immensely and not be afraid. Wow. They must seek out truth in the darkest corners of the world and carry it back for all to see. I cannot make this up. This unique capacity resides within us all, regardless of our relationship to creativity. When the poet energy is present, there is a call for deep honesty and reflection, for seeing the big picture within the little one. The poet rides effortlessly between the personal and universal. It's possible that others may not seem to listen or care about the poet's work, but do not be discouraged. The words of the poet ring true for centuries to come, soothing the wounds of despair and violence that captivate our world. The poet's work is never finished. Find your voice and trust that the wind will carry it. It's likely there's a poem or poet that was meaningful to you at a young age. Revisit and reread it now. Be open to its message. The poet is related to the shaman and the bridge. These archetypes hover in the meeting place between the everyday and the sacred. When light, clairvoyant, wise, timeless. You have some timeless seeds to bestow upon the collective due to, like I said, the wisdom that only you can present to us, you know, through the sword, through the tongue, through your magic. So what is showing up in the near future for Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising at this time? Thank you so much, Spirit. If this message is resonant with you, go ahead and leave me a comment below and just let me know how this process is or has been, if you're currently in it, or if you feel like this is what you just cleared out, cleared up, or like I said, this is what you're stepping into. This is what you did not know you are currently embarking on. The near future, we have the Nine of Cups. Nine of Cups here. You're just stepping into this very vibrant world. You go from so much black, white, and darkness and gloom in this layout to just living in color, living out loud. And that definitely goes hand in hand with the poet, because like I said, I feel like you have a song on your heart. You have something to say. Like I said, I feel like this is definitely giving like a public speaking. I'm a speaker. I host events, maybe a podcast. Just being vocal, being present, being, you know, emotionally fulfilled. You know, wishes granted. Like, all your cups are full, and I feel like you will be in relationship with people again. You will no longer be projecting onto people, causing ripples in your relationship dynamics, but you will be able to bring this Three of Swords into upright position and be more collaborative, because you now know how to give from a full cup, and you had to release the veil. You had to step outside of the mask and the ego identity that I feel like you have been trapped in for quite a long time. And I say you've been there for quite a long time because the Hierophant is very wise. You know, like the lessons that the wise, you should just you're naturally wisdom filled, but you've also learned a lot through your mistakes. Your ego, a lot was built up through the ego. And so when you step out of the ego of mind and into the heart, and you release the veil, you allow the truth of who you are to be at the forefront. You now illuminate. You illuminate your life. You illuminate your light. And you have a reserve of wise counsel to now bestow upon others from a space of just rawness, because you've accepted those lessons, and you've accepted, you know, what you did and who you were, that consequently got you to that space. But I feel like the triumph comes from the story of how you continuously overcome. It's definitely giving me a wounded healer archetype energy. And the wounded healer is someone that was wounded and is now perfect. This is someone that goes through many processes of evolution that can bring back nuggets of wisdom to bestow upon everyone else, and can relate to and can meet people exactly where they are in their journey. So Aries, if that's resonant for you, then yeah, because it's definitely giving me like but I feel like you're transcending that wounded healer archetype into a more evolved version, to where those wounds, when you are experiencing these things, I feel like you're going to be knocking out that duality type of energy of good or bad, and just seeing it as is, and how this too matters and this too had to happen for you. So I feel like your perspective is not going to be so God forbid it goes back to being egoic. So what energy best represents how the Aries can capitalize on their power at this time, can really harness the power during this transit, during this this quest? You have the Three of Swords here, and it's the surviving the heartache and pain. It's like I said, the wisdom. It's that reserve of love that has now been filled, because you see your heart more clearly. The things that pierced your heart the most were the lessons, and were the people that taught you the biggest lessons. And so you found power through acceptance. You found power through overcoming. You find power through your journey of healing and acknowledging it. It's this it's less about showing up perfect, but more about showing up purposeful for you at this time, Aries. So it's like a dang, like I feel like I've been gone for a minute, now I'm back. And like, you back from shit, a journey for sure, but you had to go through the process of evolution, of learning and seeing yourself clearly. Yes, you are showing up as the King of Discs, outside looking in what people think about you, looking at your baby, the King of Pentacles, someone that's then just noble, honorable, generous, grounded, standing 10 toes down, or sitting on their throne, taking the throne, calling shots, making plays, creating legacy, growing. That's what you're looking like. So what's showing up in your hopes at this time? What is the Aries hoping for at this time? And I think it's to sustain this relationship within, to connect with this, to connect and build relationships without. Now I feel like you have been out of relationship with people for a while, and this was like, you can be surrounded by people but not consciously present with them enough to be in a relationship with them. So I feel like your hopes, like I said, the Emperor, you came out in reverse, but I think that is this, that it's giving me, like I said, this is you, the Aries, right now. I feel like it is. You are saying to me, I want to take the throne as myself. I want to show up as myself, an authentic expression. I hope to maintain and sustain this relationship with how I am with myself, so I can show up in this no matter what, no matter who, no matter where this world is turning, things are going, or what my money look like, what my relationship look like. No matter what, I am. All right, so what fears? If we were to highlight your fears at this time, what would that be for the Aries? What is the Aries fearing at this time? What is the Aries fearing at this time? Go ahead and make sure you give the video a thumbs up. And like I said, if you want a personal reading, go ahead and book a vibe session with me. I will be grateful to have you. So we have the 10 of Discs here. You want that happily ever after. You desire that foundation. You desire that relationship, the kids, the legacy, the building, the beauty. This is a really beautiful card. This is like giving me like the energy of just milk and honey, like I said, legacy. And I think what you're fearing is like, is this gonna happen? Is this gonna come true for me? Or just, it could be just a little bit of, I don't even think it's resistance. It's something that you want really badly. But my best advice for this is to, as long as you believe you can have it, you will. So you're showing up as the King of Pentacles. You're hoping to sustain this way of life as yourself, living in authentic expression, staying on this road, I feel like, of least resistance and alignment towards, like I said, this truth teller. And like I said, being in relationship with yourself from a healed perspective and outside of the egoic mind. I feel like your fear will quickly turn into a happily ever after if you play your cards right. Alright, so what's the overall outcome for the Aries at this time? What's the overall outcome for the Aries at this time? What is the overall outcome for the Aries at this time? What is the overall outcome for the Aries at this time? Justice. I don't know if you can see her, see it, see this card clearly, but it is justice. Balancing of the scales. As within is without, as above, so below. It's definitely giving me the energy of Mayat. Supreme balance, harmony, and reciprocity. Aries, what you put in, you will get back. The intention that you set, your why, what keeps you sparking, what keeps you in alignment with the highest good of all, what keeps you in this path of, along this path of least resistance, is based on your ability to identify with your light. Stay plugged in, stay tapped in, to be your best. Do your best every day. Leave it all out there every day. Like, give it your best. Even if it's a day of rest. Even if it's a moment of introspection and reflection. Be honest. Be vulnerable. Be vulnerable. Be in the body. Be in the heart. Because you are lifting the veil, and the only way for you to trust your own counsel is to allow yourself to feel. Just like the poet said, you feel deeply so that you can speak the truth in a manner that sets others free. This is a very clear, concrete reading, and I appreciated your energy. Yeah, so put up or shut up. What you put in, you will get back. So if you want justice to be served, how about keeping these karmic scales balanced by living in your dharma, living in purpose? Fun stuff. So yeah, let's get a message from the universe and get us on out of here. I feel like y'all kind of just like lingering around like, oh, is that it? Yeah, that's it. So let's get a message from the universe for the Aries. What message does the universe have for the Aries at this time? I surrender to a power greater than me. Butterflies will 9 times out of 10 be your omen this month. It's the new moon. Get on some new stuff. Make sure your self-care is up to par. And remember, I surrender to a power greater than me that keeps you in connection to the heart. And all truth can set you free. I'll catch y'all on the flip side, Aries. One love.